Welcome to this episode, guys. So today we're going to be talking about what that fish was in the last video, because I've been catching a lot of them lately, right here in the spring, and nobody really knows what they are. Well, some of you might. Some of you thought it was a sucker, shiner, creek chub is what I thought it was, and then the fallfish. So I'm actually going to go in depth. I've been researching for 2 weeks what these things could be, and I've actually ruled it down to just one. So, first of all, with the sucker, they're actually bottom feeders, as you can tell by the name sucker. Suck stuff off from the bottom. Their mouths are on the bottom of their body. So, the ones that we've been catching, the mouths are opening up like this. The ones, the suckers, have their mouths on bottom. And it's kind of like a spongy pad. It's not really, well, it's kind of like a mouth, but not really. So, I ruled out a sucker. Also, suckers do not have as much shine as these fish have. So, I just ruled that out. Sucker can't be it. So, then we move on to the shiner. Shiners are very shiny, just like the fish that I've been catching. And the only differences that I could find is that shiners have a smaller condensed head. Their mouths are a lot smaller, and the night crawlers that we're using, all we did was split night crawlers in half. So I'm thinking that even an 8-inch shiner, which we don't usually see a lot up here in Maine, even an 8-inch shiner I don't think would be able to eat that. Their mouths probably would not be big enough. I've seen a lot of shiners. Most of their mouths are very, very small. And usually they're a lot smaller, only like 3 to 4 inches up here in Maine, is what I've seen anyways. So I also ruled that out because shiners kind of have a body that is thin in the head, and then gets bigger, and then gets smaller. And that's just how it goes with the shiners. Now I ruled it down to creek chubs and fallfish. Now I spent this whole week been trying to find the differences between creek chub and fallfish. Now some of you guys might be like, oh, one's a different color, one's a different color. But that all depends on the environment, so I couldn't really go off of that. Plus color doesn't really tell you a lot, even about any species, in fact. So with the fallfish on the IFW, Inland Fisheries and Wildlife for Maine, it showed the fallfish with a lot darker head and fins and stuff like that, and it showed the chub with the lateral line, the regular fins and stuff like that. But I found out that bigger creek chubs actually sometimes lose their line, or their line fades in certain conditions and certain environments and stuff like that. So couldn't really go off that either, plus that's still color, technically. So it's really, really, really hard to find the differences. And I looked at the IFW site, and the fallfish had kind of cut edge fins on it, and the creek chub had rounded fins on it. So I looked at the fish that I have in my tank, and you can't really tell the difference. Even if it was a cut edge, you wouldn't be able to tell it unless you had both the fish next to each other and you actually knew what each of the fish was. So, I ruled it down to scales. Now, the scales on the creek chub are a lot smaller, and they're kind of like, not beady, they're a lot rounder than fallfish scales. And also, creek chub scales are not as shiny as fallfish scales. So I ruled it down to that, and I'm pretty sure I've come to the conclusion that the fish that we were catching are fallfish. I'm going to see if I can show you right here, actually. I actually have one of the fish that we've been catching in my fish tank. Brought him home. See if I can show you. Trying not to blind you guys. I don't know if you can see him. Right there. It's nice and fat in there. Now, as you can see, his scales are not rounded. They're kind of in an oval and then a point pointing towards the back. So that's what I kind of went off of. Also, the fins are kind of cut edge. They're not really It's not really something you could tell. Turtle likes getting in the way. But that is definitely a fall fish. Now, I didn't even know that we had fall fish in Maine until, I don't remember the name of the person, but they put fall fish in the comments, and I'm like, I don't even know if we have fall fish in Maine. So I looked it up on the IFW site, and we actually do, and that's what that is right there. I don't know what I've been catching in the creek the whole time then. I always thought they were creek chubs. Maybe some of them are, but never thought there was fall fish up here. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode. Just wanted to clear that all up for you guys. Said that I would do it in, I believe, the description, or maybe I commented to some of you guys, or just in the video in general. Just wanted to clear that all up so that way we would all know. Because, you know, you don't know everything about fishing. Sometimes you have to look it up. Even the similarities between these two fish, the creek chub and the fall fish, were so alike. They're like the same fish almost, but there are very, very small key differences that you had to look at. And I'm just glad that we finally came to the conclusion. Can't wait to get out there again on the river, catching pike, catching smallmouth. Maybe we even hit a few largemouth in there. I've heard that they're not in danger. There's not a largemouth in there. And so, yeah. Gonna see if we can catch some. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode. Hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. See all the videos that I go fishing at the river. And other than that, I will catch you guys on the next video. See ya.